The blizzard had swallowed the road whole, turning the world into a white tunnel of cold and silence where even sound seemed afraid to travel. Snow fell thick and relentless, burying tire tracks within minutes, blurring the line between earth and sky. In the middle of that frozen nowhere stood a woman clutching a bundled baby to her chest, 3 small children pressed against her legs, their faces pale with cold and fear. A white van sat behind them with its doors open, abandoned and useless, as if hope itself had broken down. In just a few steps away, a man in military camouflage stood beside a German shepherd, one hand extended, not as a command, but as a promise. If you believe that kindness can still change lives, even in the coldest moments, take a second to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, comment your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel. Stories like this remind us why humanity still matters. The man had not planned to stop. Years after leaving the Navy SEALs, he preferred silence, long drives through empty places where memories couldn't corner him. His past was heavy, filled with missions that never made the news and faces he could never forget. The dog at his side was the only companion he trusted fully, trained once for combat but now loyal only to him. When he spotted the van half buried in snow and the figures huddled beside it, instinct took over before thought could interfere. Training never really leaves a person, it just sleeps until needed. The woman's eyes carried exhaustion deeper than the storm itself. She was a widow, though no words announced it. It showed in the way she stood alone against the world, shielding her children with her own body as if she had learned long ago that no one else was coming. Her coat was thin, her gloves worn, and her breath came out in short, shaky clouds. The children clung to her silently, too cold and too scared to cry anymore. The baby in her arms stirred weakly, wrapped in layers that were no match for the brutal wind. The former SEAL assessed the scene the way he once assessed battlefields. The van was dead, no signal, temperatures dropping fast. Another hour out there would mean frostbite, maybe worse. He opened the back of his truck, already thinking through solutions. Emergency blankets, heat packs, rations. He moved with calm purpose, his dog alert but gentle, sitting close to the smallest child as if sensing fear rather than threat. Getting them into the truck was only the first battle. The road ahead was barely passable, visibility shrinking with every minute. Snow piled up faster than the plow could ever clear it. The man drove slowly, deliberately, fighting the storm inch by inch while the heater struggled to keep the cabin warm. In the back, the children finally began to relax, small hands wrapped around warm cups, eyes fluttering with exhaustion. The woman watched him from the passenger seat, disbelief mixing with fragile hope. She had been stranded for hours, watching daylight fade, preparing herself for the worst. As miles crawled by, something inside the man began to shift. He had saved people before, but those rescues were loud, violent, wrapped in chaos and gunfire. This was different. This was quiet, human. The weight he carried from his past didn't disappear, but it softened, just enough to remind him why he had chosen to protect others in the first place. The dog rested its head on the floor, calm and steady, as if this moment was exactly what it had been waiting for too. They reached safety just as night fully claimed the sky. Warm lights cut through the storm like beacons, and for the first time, the woman's shoulders dropped. Relief came in silent waves. There were no heroic speeches, no dramatic gestures, just survival, just warmth, just life continuing when it had nearly stopped. Before the night ended, the man watched the children fall asleep, safe at last. He knew he would drive away soon, return to his quiet roads and quieter thoughts. But he also knew this moment would stay with him longer than most. Sometimes redemption doesn't come from grand victories. Sometimes it comes from stopping on a frozen road and choosing not to look away. If this story touched your heart, please like the video and share it with someone who believes in second chances. Your support helps keep stories like this alive. And before you go, comment below with one word that describes how this made you feel. In a world that often feels cold and indifferent, one outstretched hand in a blizzard was enough to remind a broken family, and a broken soldier, that humanity still survives, even in the harshest storms.